You saw the title, so let's not make this intro too long. So, both games are really fun to play, and they also fit well together. They're both a survival game where you have to try to see how long you can live. And there's often a way that you die. So, what would happen if they had a collab? And what would be added to each game? Let's find out. Remember, this is only a theory. This is not official. Let's start off with Forsaken. Now, every time Forsaken gets a collab, they always add them as collab skins. For example, Subject Zero from Party EXE, or Dash Up from Nimbus Company. So we're just going to go through every single character that is inside Regretevator that can go into the elevator, except for a couple of these that are going to miss out. So, let's get started. Now, Bive in Regretevator does nothing, but he talks to you, as you can see on screen. But I think he fits 007 because the design that Bive has fits the trickery style that 007's gameplay is. Next up on the list is Folly. Now, Folly is interesting, but I feel like Folly would be best for Noli, since his two-face design makes it perfect for Noli's half-skull, half-face mask, and the Void Star could be the red mirrors from his minigame. It would also be pretty cool if when you're using observation, you'd teleport to a mirror that would spawn there, and then they would hop out, kind of like what happened at the end with the shuffle part of the red mirror part. And it would be really cool if they could have a special LMS theme with the next one on the list. That next one being Melanie, a very cute TV thing, and also the reason why I made this video, because she was a perfect skin for the upcoming Survivor Veronica, but also, in the lore, she was killed by Folly, and even has special reactions of seeing it, which I'll show on screen. So it's a perfect time to add an LMS theme if they ever get added. Next up is Gnarpy, or Gnarpy, tell me in the comments. But from the way he talks to the way he acts, he'd be a good skin for Cool Kid. His corrupt nature being an alien laser, as well as speed override making him slash with like a green lightsaber, and his pizza delivery minion spawning a less detailed version of Gnarpy or Gnarpy. Next up is Infected, and just from its simple design, I think it would be a perfect Shaletsky skin. Take the basic sword Shaletsky uses and turn it into the missing null texture that's often used in video games, and make the chicken instead the character Unpleasant from the same game, because they come from the same subfloor. Next up is Lampert. Lampert is a grey person with a lamp on his head that comes from the IKEA subfloor in Regretevator, and I think he would be a good Goosecar skin, floating around using a lamppost as a staff. Bonus points if you make another one have a custom emote where he gets to pet his own cat design, or 2, make him have a rare chance of his own cat spawning on his back. Next up is Lampert's close friend Mannequin Mark, and even though he only has one leg, he'd be quite the handy Builderman skin, just changing his animations to move, like walking and running, being slower and faster hopping. And his buildings would have changed models, his turret being a spinning chair, holding up a suitcase with a telescope or anything else coming out of the suitcase, and his dispenser being a tower fan with a table at the top. Bonus points if you could have his cat model that's in Regretevator be on the suitcase of the turret or the table of the dispenser at a rare chance. Next up is Null, and this is the perfect Shedletsky skin. It's from the Regretevator map Sword Fight on the Heights, which is of course taken from Shedletsky, and just give them a sword, and it's perfectly fine. Anyway, on to the next skin. And that next skin is Party Noob, or Poob for short. Now, do I even need to explain who this is going to be a skin for? It would of course be a noob skin. It's in the name, and They even have the same design. But the items would be different. His soda would be the fizz-up drink from the Regretevator item store. His slate skin would instead be the wet cement from the item store. And his ghost burger would be the magic mirror from the item store, except it would just have a different animation to match with, not eating a mirror. Next up is Pest, and just by looking at his design, it's based off Guess 666. So why not make him himself? Just remove Guess 666's tail, change his face to have fangs and the same face from the game, and boom, instant perfect skin. That's really all about Guest. Pilby is up next, and they were confusing of who to make a skin for, since no one in Forsaken is a caterpillar, as we get created. So I looked at the way they speak, and as you can tell by the pictures on screen, they are really shy. And who in Forsaken is shy? Noob. So Pilby should be a noob skin. Next up is Prototype, and at first I had no idea, but as they never do much in-game at all. But then I thought, what if this cute little robot was a military veteran? Yeah, sounds wrong, but what would you do if a probably 400-pound robot punches you straight in the face? So that's why I feel like this would be a good Guess 1-7 skin. Next up is Reddy. A very much original character not based off of any other game. Well, he was confusing to make a skin for, because no other character is a robot and he doesn't really have that much stuff going on with him. But in my choice, because of his one feature, Nolly would be the best skin that he has, for only one reason. His face is good for the Nolly laughing animation that pops up when hallucination runs out. And that's it. There's literally no other similarity. Next up is Split, and she's, get this right, a snail dog Taurus mix made of fruit. Yes, you heard that correctly. But her main thing is being a fruit. And who's the only person in Forsaken related to fruit or food in general? Elliot, of course. So make it an Elliot skin. Next up is Spud, and he's a gorilla type player. But of course, no one in Forsaken is disabled other than the community. And I decided to use his lore where he comes from in Regretevator as a reference. Spud could be a good John Doe skin, which honestly he does need more skins. With Corrupt Energy being his trees that come from the minigame that lets him walk the path, and his digital footprint maybe being the ground texture of whenever the alien laser things hit the ground. And a custom M1 to compensate for him, having to run with his arms. Next up is Stat, and she doesn't have much going on. So I looked at what floor she comes from, and looking at it, you have to destroy a generator, but the thing is the generator gets shielded by towers, and then you have to destroy those towers. But the thing is the towers get more and more defenses, like having turrets. So it would be a pretty good Builderman skin. Just make the towers, those towers that you have to destroy, and make the turrets that shoot out at you. And it's just a perfect representation. And now, it's time for the final skin of the video. And it is Walter. No, not Walter White, as Walter is just straight up a guy. Just a random textureless guy. And I don't know what else to say. So I looked at its subfloor. It's literally just that one Gary's Mud map. But it does break through the floor before walking to the elevator. So that implies that it's pretty strong. So why not make it a guest skin? It has no items, so it can't be a noob. And it also is proven pretty strong. Anyway, we're basically done here. So I'm just going to show you what I feel like would be their title card and everything of what it would look like to buy them. So enjoy this little next bit of just a slideshow, basically.